What's up, guys? I'm AUSSIE METALHEAD. I'm doing 150 classic albums by the end of the year. I'm also doing Patreon requests. I'm doing new releases. Boards of Canada is one of those bands or groups. I actually sort of don't know how many people are a part of it. That's always interested me. Like, as soon as I came into this space with like music nerd sort of stuff, Boards of Canada has always been one that has popped up. Also, their album covers have always been quite like cool. Like, I feel like my eye is always drawn to their album covers. But I've never heard anything of Boards of Canada. The closest, I haven't even really heard much about them either. I know that they kind of were in the wilderness online, and some of their music is like lost or something like that. The person doesn't like the people, or the person behind Boards of Canada doesn't really like a lot of notoriety, so it's kind of like surprise drop every single time. And musically, the only thing I kind of know about Boards of Canada is apparently it's similar to Aphex Twin, but the only Aphex Twin I've heard is Come to Daddy's EP. So, and my understanding is that's a bit more abrasive than usual. So I'm going in incredibly blind. This is just first reaction to anything Boards of Canada. I've never heard a track by them or anything. So yeah, I'm curious to delve into it. Let's see how it goes. It's prettier than I expected. Hmm. Interesting. It reminds me of like the Minecraft soundtrack, which I just did not expect that to be the case. I like the drone here. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sorry, it's already transitioning, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is sort of like post-rocky in effect, where it's my understanding is there's not really any vocals, except I just lied to myself because apparently there is. I was under the impression that there wasn't going to be any vocals, and that drone kind of, in my head, kind of signified what like post-rock sort of does, where it's able to tell a detailed like emotional story without any vocals. But I guess there is some. I have no idea what their voice would sound like. I like how it transitioned. Ooh. There feels like a tribal element. I like it. Alright. When did they first start? Because this kind of reminds me of like 90s trip hoppy stuff, I think. That makes sense. Music has rights. Oh! The production is kind of insane. Like, there's so much fidelity. Ooh. Ooh. This is such a... Like, the production quality is kind of insane on this. It feels so detailed. Like, there's so much to it. Like, so much texture. Ooh. I will say though, I have basically no like history listening to music like this. So I feel like a lot of my praise and stuff like that might be a bit surface level, where it's like if it sounds texturally really like nice, like it's detail rich in that sort of sense, and it's like recorded really well, and it follows some sort of progression, I'm probably going to just end up enjoying it, because I haven't heard anything really in this vein, so very blind that way. So like I wouldn't be surprised if my opinions differ so massively compared to anyone who has vaguely even listened to this music, because I just have no reference point. Like I don't know what my favorite. I don't even know what this is. In my head, it's IDM, but I don't even think it's that. Um, I don't even have a point where I can point to it and be like, oh, this is my favorite. How does this compare to that? It's like I'm so blind to the genre as a whole, even, which is even more of a blind reaction than usual. Ooh. I like the haunting little like ethos behind the vocals here, especially with the mystique of like the artist and how they kind of just like seem to like not exist. It adds to it. I like the eeriness of it. What I find very interesting about this is like the vague, like the very small amount of detail that I have about Boards of Canada and the mystique around their works and shit like that. I think very much adds to the music, and it feels like the music kind of plays into that, or maybe it was like, I don't know, what chicken or the egg sort of situation. I don't know if it like was purposefully trying to be mysterious, or it ended up being mysterious because people just so happened to find it. But either way, I can 100% see just from like this. I haven't like obviously I haven't listened to like the music has rights children's thing, but I can see how a message board and stuff like that would get so fascinated with this, especially because like the eeriness within the music doesn't come across as pretentious to me. Like I feel like a lot of like artists that try and have like a bit of mystique and like their music is kind of ethereal in the sense of like how like what does it mean, or what it's trying to go for, or like the artist behind it, like anything that has this like amorphous little like blob of information surrounding it. I feel like a lot of that is like you can kind of feel when it's like manufactured in a way, I guess. um and it comes off as like cringy a bit. This one doesn't, like this doesn't have that whatsoever. It's intriguing to me, like to fight like I don't know. I can see, as I said, I guess I could see why like 4chan Music Board and all of that sort of stuff like latched onto Boards of Canada and trying to find shit about it, because it's like, huh, it is a bit like it's very intriguing. These notes remind me of some Aphex Twin stuff. It's interesting how we've gone to like a more like after all this eeriness, there's like a bit of a serenity, optimism, heartfulness sort of vibe. Still don't know what like I wouldn't know what it means, but like the emotional like language is nice. I really like this. It's like airy sort of sound at the end here. Huh. If you haven't watched one of my videos before, considering the fact that I haven't done any Boards of Canada, I wouldn't be surprised if not a single person has watched this. Has watched my channel before. I do ratings on the side. These are my first listen ratings. I listen to these projects multiple times over before I post them to my Discord. We can chat to me about my ratings. I'm always active in there. I also post Album of the Year, which is a music rating website that I use. I don't like rating music, but so that's why I use Album of the Year. It's at 600 reviews. I've done about 1,400 in the past year and a bit. Before this channel existed, I listed maybe 10 albums across my entire life, which was like Bring Me the Horizon, Linkin Park, that sort of stuff. So think like 2010s metal. And I listened to like Juice WRLD and Lil Peep, and that was genuinely it. I didn't listen to anything outside of that. So I started this channel to delve into like classics for the first time, like listen to like Nirvana for the first time, or Pearl Jam, or fucking Beatles, or Pink Floyd, or whatever you want. And yeah, over the course of about a year and a half, I've done about 1,400 albums. My average rating is a 6 out of 10, as you can kind of see with my curve here. It's a normal bell curve, but the reason it's a 6 out of 10 is because of my Patreon. Because over on my Patreon, it's $5 a month, all the way up to $13 a month, depending on the length of the album that you want requested. And as you can request an album, it also doesn't go into like a poll or anything like that. If you pay the money, you will get it. There might be a slight delay depending on like if you're requesting something that's a bit more esoteric, and I'm not going to upload on YouTube for maybe ever. Then it might take a tiny bit longer. It might take like 2 months to get to instead of 1 month, because there's usually a turnaround of about a month. But yeah, as you can see here, I have a 6 out of 10 average. It's a normal bell curve, but the reason why Patreon skews it towards a 6 out of 10 is because all of these bad albums were basically done before I had a Patreon. I was just trying to like be like, oh, this album is considered like a 3. Let me go in and see how I feel about it. And so I was like actively trying to find some like albums that might be a bit bad or a bit worse or whatever to try and fill out a curve. And now I can't really do that because I have 200 subs over on the Patreon. They all have the ability to request. All of those requests are reactions, so 200 videos a month. Kind of don't have time outside of sometimes new releases like Boards of Canada strike my interest. Like, oh, I actually have always kind of wanted to check out Boards of Canada at some point, so why not start with their first album and see where it goes? But yeah, my average rating is 6 out of 10. I spiritually think it's a 5 because I think if something is a 5.1, I think it's above average. With that being said, I think this is a 7. I think it's just it's like a solid, good track. I like the textures. The emotional language like from like each sequence is really nice. I obviously don't know what it's about because I have no familiarity with this genre or the artists, but it's nice. Like, it's interesting. Like, it's very well produced, so I can still get stuff out of it, even if I'm like a bit lost a bit. Yeah. It's so cute to play off of Hydrogen, Helium, Lithium, Beryllium, but then Leviathan. Such a stark word difference. What I'm getting from like the sounds, the lyrics, album cover, titles, all that is like an apocalyptic thing, maybe a bit of like a rapture sort of thing, but like coming from like more of a immaterial place, like an otherworldly force in a way. There's something so talented to be able to use just very sparse sounds and create such a vivid world. Like, I am getting, like, I don't have a fully realized world, but I'm getting shades of something. Like, it's there. Like, I'm uncovering it, and it's kind of, like, it's kind of sick that you're able to do that with just, like, tape recording things and some synths and, like, whatever that is, which I can't tell. Ooh, this one's so much brighter. but it's uneasy. I like it. I like where this takes like me emotionally. It's very intriguing. Ooh. I like this one quite a bit more than the last track, actually. It's a bit more like, it's like a bit more bite. Feels like it demands your attention a bit more. It's really gorgeous. Like it's hitting my chest in like a interesting way. I don't know, it just feels like it causes me to feel like there's something impending. It's quite great. I don't know if I would think between, like, if it's like, it's sort of amazing me a tiny bit, but I'll leave it to just great. I think it's an 8. Yeah, 9's amazing, 8's good, 7's good, 6 decent, 5. This one might drop to like a decent to good, but this one's like floating with an 8.5. I really liked that. This one's cuter. It's a bit more modern or something to me. Oh, actually, maybe not. It sounds more earthly, maybe. Very Aphex 20 for those vocals there, I think. So I has nothing to do with music. I just woke up. Didn't sleep well. It's been 13 years since they made an album. That's fucking wild. I wonder how much of like a massive deal this is for people. This sounds really pretty. I might actually drop the first one to a 6, like, because these are great.
Shed your blood for me to cleanse. shed blood for remission of my sins. Come into my heart. Save me now. Help me.
This doesn't like anything I've really heard.
In your name.
I don't want to pause it. I'll talk about this in a bit.
I'm a sinner. All I've sinned. I'm a sinner. All I've sinned.
I feel like it's another great track. Like what I was going to talk about, I just didn't want to mess up the flow because I know I like sitting in this. Oh, and I'm pausing it here so it doesn't transition into the next one, so I can still hear that. But like it's making me feel emotions that aren't wholly unique to like music in general. Like I have felt it before, but it feels like the avenue that it's able to make me feel the feelings, which is sucks. Usually I'm able to like talk about like the exact feeling and try and relate it, because it feels like it's buried and it's like getting like it's like the music is scratching at it but not like fully grabbing it and like throwing it into the like foreground of my body. It's kind of scratching on something and like beneath. It's harder to like dictate what that feeling is, but whatever the feeling I'm feeling here, the avenue that this like genre or Boards of Canada is getting to there is such a unique pathway where like if let's take it to if it's even remotely related to a soul feeling of like listening to soul music or gospel music, I think it's in the same ballpark. That one's like giving like a massive warm hug, like a person that's like just like, oh, it's a cold day and they're giving you a warm fucking hug and they get into my body that way. This one, it feels like I don't know, it feels more wispy. And just like the way that it's able to get to the emotion that I'm feeling, it feels a very different avenue and like very foreign to me because I just haven't heard something that's able to get to it that way. It's I wish I could be more detailed, but I don't have any experience with the music, so it's actually hard. It's like something I would have to sit with a bit more. But yeah, it's really fucking nice. Father and son. With how amazing Boards kind of been, like, it's been so far, like how unique. The way they could touch on something like this could be really impressive to me. Feels a bit more primal. Ooh. Like this sonic landscape is broadened massively on this. I didn't expect it. Ooh, this hits.
More than I love any physical being. I think that's wonderful. But then why can't you bring that same feeling home? I really wish that I could do that.
No, I never did it. That was atypical.
What makes you think you can do it? Well, he said a man's foes will be they of his own household.
Probably sounded a bit like how I went to
Well,
that.
I hardly believe that your own father or mother or brother or sister would be your enemy.
You're gonna call him a liar?
No, I'm not calling him a liar.
Well, I can do all things through the Lord.
He can't do it. You saw the way we lived and what we did. Do you believe?
I really don't think so.
Let's see, I've lost track.
Ooh.
Or that I love any physical being.
I think that's wonderful.
Bro, this is crazy. I'm sorry to pause it because I actually just love being in the feeling of it, but it's so interesting that all of the other tracks, they kind of feel like they're touching on stuff that's a bit more nebulous, like a bit more immaterial. And Father and Son, the first track that I'm confidently able to grapple with, like it feels more earthly, for grounded. Father and Son is different to like Hydrum, Helium, like Age of Capricorn, all this sort of stuff, like all these like concepts. Father and Son is like technically a concept, but like Father and Son is like biological, that sort of thing. And as soon as we get to that is when it's like the production starts having a lot more punch to it. Like it's less like stringy and like wispy and airy, and it's like kind of kicking the shit out of you with its production, which I find to be very fucking interesting.
You sin. I love you, but I love the Lord. Or that I love any physical being.
I think that's wonderful.
Well, he's sinning. Or that I love any physical being.
I think that's wonderful.
Or like
Well, he's
just like the level of fidelity and broadening of soundscape is so much larger, it's crazy. 8.5. Such a stark contrast between like the crunchy aspect of Father and Son in this one. I think it's good. I need to hear Prophecy again to see how I feel about this one compared to Prophecy, but at the moment I'm feeling a 7 on this one, so I think it's a good track. This one's a bit of a crunch. So adding a bit more father and son into it, I think. Ooh. Ooh. It's so pretty. Ooh. I like that. Ooh. I love this. The vocals here are really nice. I like this a lot. Another really great track. I wish I could say more interesting things, but as I said, it's just so unorthodox to me. This is a really nice experience. this is very uneasy. I wish I could rate this one, but I do track averages for my ratings. This one's too short for it. Because I like this. There's such a nice logic to each track and where it's placed. I can't wait to like dig deep into all of it. There's like a lot of like the fact that the track is called Memory Death, and this sounds like there is such like a melancholic solace. It's devastating. I love this. Might be my favorite. This is very palpable. I don't know if this is correct, but I feel a bit of a cheekiness to this track. Like a detective. Something's afoot. I love how this builds. Has a very proggy sort of build, like the way there's like layers just keep adding on top of it. Like post-rocky or proggy.
The head of the embryo goes forward and the gut elongates rearward. The neural lobe in the brain region that do fuse. At this stage, 4 pairs of stones box the mesodermal tissue to form. As the head of the embryo goes forward, the head folds further undercut the anterior end. The neural folds fuse to form 2 cells. Anterior end develops into a 3-part brain. The early structures of the eye are now prominent. Meanwhile, the embryo develops in an equally exciting manner. In its later stage, the small embryo is already visible as a light-colored disc. Soon, blood vessels appear outside the embryo. The heart develops and begins to beat. The pattern of blood vessels over the egg expands, supplying the embryo with food and oxygen and removing waste. As the embryo grows, brain, eyes, and other structures develop. Soon, a vigorously beating heart is pumping blood throughout the complex embryo, which is rapidly developing into a mature organism. The blastoderm, the area pellucida, is translucent because it is over liquid, and the white of the egg vessels over the yolk expand. Some of the albumin becomes thickened and twisted as the egg passes down the oviduct. These rope-like strands, called the calyces, hold the cells in position. The blastoderm at this stage consists of many cells produced by repeated cell divisions while the egg was still within the organism.
I feel like it's just a good to great track. I'm sorry I'm not providing that much commentary. Just such a blind reaction. Just don't know. I'm just enjoying my first time experience, I guess. I really like this. The tone is so nice. I love it. Has this person done any soundtrack work? Like, I feel like it'd be weird if they didn't. Kind of reminds me of is it called Utopia? The Channel 4 show. I like this one a lot. Could also be my favorite. There might be something to the fact that the two magic ones are the ones I like the most. Nice little consistency. Yeah, I love it. I really jumped into the deep end. Coming out of the most recent Boards of Canada one. I love, like, it's like the bassy note, like the boom, 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 boom. That note is really nice. Ooh. I feel like it's getting maybe even better for me. Maybe I'm getting more used to it. But I really like the last few tracks. Ooh. I love it. This is like, is this a, for Boards of Canada fans, is this like an album that you're really happy about? Because I couldn't imagine this being like a bad, like considered bad amongst like the Boards of Canada fans. Like I can't imagine that. Because this is like really, like it's really beautiful. I love it. The pacing is also gorgeous, considering the fact of like it's not really minimalist, but like I feel like it's a lot more difficult to make a well-paced album that is mostly instrumental stuff like this than vocal stuff. There's a pretty wide array of like sounds and emotions that he's able to touch upon, which is cool. I feel like it's a pretty good to great track. It's been a very enjoyable experience. Really pretty transition. Like, incredibly smooth.
There is a magical operation of maximum importance. The initiation of a new eon. Before man is ready to accept the law of the Lima, the Great War must be fought. This bloody sacrifice is the critical point of the world ceremony of the
I like how punchy it is.
conquering child. As Lord of the Beyond.
Ooh. Ooh. I like the first track a lot, like quite a bit more than this one. Like this one's like a decent track to me, like it's alright. But the first one was more evocative to me. Like this one's just like, oh, it's like decent bloops and bleeps to me. Like I'll say this track's like a 6. It's decent. Yeah, I prefer the first part to the second part. But still pretty decent, second part. Very American art. Very nostalgic. Ooh, I like that. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. I think some like classic, like American sort of sounds, I feel. I feel like another decent track. It's just pretty enjoyable, but like it doesn't, like it's not wowing me as much as like some, I don't know, like the Magic tracks and stuff like that did for me. But it's still like nice. Like if there's nothing like wrong with it, if that makes sense. It's still quite nice. Actually, I probably should give it like a 6.5. Like, I think it's still pretty good. Actually, it kind of just is good, right? Civil unrest. It feels pretty chronological in a weird way. That's cool. Like, it feels like it spans across all time in a way.
We have a photo scene that Fantasy for Pre-Coronation had. Queried him online there. A lecture though adaptively vitamin E. World and Water for the Reserve Line of Mass Deployed Dead Mariner. There. Fifth quote was to burn Beatrice and all his atrocities. We. Notice was acquired although they were refreshingly piped, and a rager without her road intricately stronger. Sloppily, elite, would ever do the tilt off him.
I really do like dystopic media. It works really well for me. Part of the reason why Lift Your Skinny Fist is so not like high up for me.
Acoustically this plus unquestionably that, discriminating better. They had the madrigal, they church their roughly.
I love this.
Down our palatability. With niche uncalled shot show. He must be profoundly
If you want to see Lift Your Skinny Fists, first time reactions on my Patreon. It'll be coming out here soon. I promise I'm more talkative in that one. Sorry about that. I just like, I know, yeah. I think this is great. I really love this track. It very much sounds like if the Minecraft soundtrack didn't have to have like a PG rating, you know? I like it. I love this sound. It's been a pretty decent, like, emotional rollercoaster. really like this. I like this. What does it say about me? All of the magic, all of the escapist sort of tracks. Ooh. I love this. That might be my favorite track. Like, that one could go to like a 9. I love... I'm so like, I'm very intrigued to delve into more Boards of Canada. I'm definitely going to be talking more in the next ones. It's just, if there is any, if anyone requests them. Because it will help a lot getting comments about Boards of Canada. And then being able to bounce off of that. It's just, this is so blind. And this is a good track. I also think it's necessary, like, because considering the last track was so nice and I feel like did such a nice, like, emotional sort of, like, tonal switch for the end, I was, like, pondering, like, whether I would think that would be better as a ending track, but I do think, like, sitting in this, like, atmosphere afterwards that is a bit more subdued compared to the last track is good. I like the uneasiness coming in at the end here. Don't jump scare me. I like that they forces you to sit in silence. It's cool. Yeah, very technically like proficient. Like the production is incredibly like textured. It's vivid. It's really cool with the genre. I don't know if it's like a genre thing or if it's a boards calendar thing, but like the unique avenues to be able to tap into like certain emotions. Like it feels like the journey that the music takes to get you to the emotional like core that you're feeling fundamentally changes how that feeling is. So it's like very unique experience. I enjoy it. Yeah, I really like it. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to support further, you can go to my Patreon. It's $5 a month starting out. You get to request an album. I would love to do some more Boards of Canada. I'm sorry this one was less talkative than any of my other reactions, but I didn't realize just how thrown in the deep end I would be with this, because it's just not something I haven't, like, where I listen to some metal, like when it comes to like pop stuff, it's like I can at least draw on stuff that I heard growing up, right? I can draw on that when like rock. I could even draw on that with soul, disco, all that, because you kind of hear it. Like this sort of music doesn't get played on the radio or anything like that. Like it's something you have to find. The closest you could get is like maybe some trip hop stuff in like the 90s, but if I'm being honest, I haven't heard any of them. Like I haven't heard Ray of Light, I haven't heard Portishead, I haven't heard any of that. So like any sort of thing I could kind of grab onto. It's like the most I have is like 3 songs by FX Twin, and there's some overlap with that, but like I feel like a completely different vibe, especially because this is a long drawn out piece where like Come to Daddy was like a few tracks and like it's like spits and spatters, right? So it's harder to draw upon it. It's like I just have so little to be able to compare it with, and that's how I guess like I get to a lot of my thoughts, comparing it to certain things, pattern recognition, all that jazz. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I absolutely love you. I hope it wasn't incredibly awful reaction, but yeah, thank you. Peace.